access. Our pivot this morning is 41.14. 41.14. Resistance above at 21, 28, 34, 40. Support below at 08, 03, 40, 98, 93. And pivot again, 41.14. Support at 08, 03, 40, 98, 93. Resistance above at 21, 28, 34, and 40. All right. Again, these levels are there as a guide for today. We are trading mini S&Ps here. We are obviously at the mercy of volatility, as you can see. Look at those hourly bars here, very, very tight. So you have to be careful with your expectations on the day. As always, we never know what possibilities we're going to get or what possibilities we're not going to get, right? Especially these days when the markets seem to be pivoting to new highs. And that is true because the VIX, which is a index of volatility, is in the teens. Some of them, you know what the VIX is? 17. So traders like the VIX to be in the 20s. We do have the ability to. It might seem to never get there. You never know. We'll see what happens. I mean, it will get there at some point. But right now, it's these rally markets create some. There's no volatility when markets go up. It's just a steady little stream to the upside. Unfortunately, I don't know, but some people like it, some people don't. We just take the day as it comes and be prepared for whatever the market might give us, and like I said, or might not give us. It is we are at the mercy of the market, to be sure. So, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask. The levels that we give out correspond to the opportunities that we might have to trade if the market gives us those opportunities. We don't believe markets go straight up or straight down. Consequently, we're looking for those inflection points where the market will give us an opportunity to scalp. We're looking for 2 to 3 points on a trade, again, depending on how you scale in and how you scale out. If you trade multiple contracts or if you don't, everybody's risk tolerance here is different than everybody else's. There's no one right way or wrong way of trading. I mean, even around levels. I can't stress that enough. I always try to tell people, illustrate that, I can give this information out to 100 people, and 33 of them will make money, 33 of them will break even, and 33 of them will lose money on the same information. So it's how you decipher the information and then how you go about it and how you trade it. All of these things are part of trading, which again is a process here, which you need some kind of methodology that everybody should have to try to keep them focused on the markets, things to look for, and that's what we offer here with our education course in case you are looking for something like that. Otherwise, if you're an experienced trader, you want to expand some setups, expand your horizons a little bit, that's also doable. In addition to the levels that we give out, the levels are used during the course of the whole day. They're used as a guide, not necessarily etched in stone. We can adjust them. We can subtract from them. We can add to them. No, they're just a guide for the day, and the rest of it depends on volatility and price action. So that's kind of where we're at, and hopefully we get some business. But again, that doesn't matter if we do or don't, because we have to step back and just let the market give us our opportunities. And sometimes, like I said, there will be plenty of opportunities, sometimes a little less. The point being is that we're going to get opportunities here based on volatility. And if that's the case, then we have to be patient and wait for it, because it seems like lately the volatility has been sucked out of the market, which is fine as long as we understand that and trade accordingly. So we are stuck here in a little bit of a range, as you can see overnight. For the past few hours, a very, very tight little range, not really moving that much. And again, we like to average about 4 to 5 trades in the course of a day, any day. And obviously, sometimes the market's going to give us more, and sometimes it's going to give us less, right? You just never know. We just never know what the market's going to do day to day. And so we just have to be prepared to take any opportunity the market might give us and then trade it accordingly. So if anybody has any questions, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat box area. If you if you have any questions whatsoever, chat box area is where you should be asking your questions, and I'll be able to answer them for you. Anything that we do here. Good morning. Again, we give out levels this morning, and if we can put them in the chat box area, for those of us who might have come a little bit late, there they are. And those are, like I said, we use those as a guide going forward, and we never know what's going to happen day to day, right? We could be extremely busy or not. You just never know. If you were trading a Friday, and again, we highly suggest that you not trade Friday late or any day late in the day. The rally happens. These one-way markets happen late in the day. They get you to new highs. They don't bounce around whatsoever. So you have to, there's a reason we tell you not to trade in the afternoon. Just not. It's just not good. Not good for your. Not good. Not good. So let's try to stay away. I mean, this goes for every day, but lately what's been happening is that there's nothing happening all day, and then they get an explosion of orders, one-way orders, and you can't really trade unless you're long and close your eyes and walk away. But that's not how we like to trade, and also it's not too advisable. But sometimes that's what the market wants you to do. The thing is that you never know. You just never know when that's going to happen, or if it will happen. So that's the other problem. But it is what it is, and we are just kind of floating around here. Yeah, again, anybody have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat box area. Obviously, with the lack of opportunity, it's much more time to chit-chat instead of trade, but it is what it is. There is at 12 o'clock Chicago time, there's going to be a 10-year note auction. Now, I mentioned the note auctions bond auctions or anything like that, because lately they've been kind of affecting equities a little bit. So you never know when it is going to affect it. The results of the auction results, and those will be released. 38 billion of 10-year notes, a good substantial size of the 10-year notes, will be released. The auction results will be released at noon Chicago time. So if you're trading then, and if you have a position then, or if you're thinking of having a position then, or if the market just moves at that particular moment in time and you didn't know why, there you go. You might know why now. All right. So you never know. You just never know. Never know when something's going to happen. Just what is what it is. So just putting it out there so you know. That's really the only fundamental news that's gonna be released today. Nothing else is on the docket. So it's a very slow day. All right, the market trying to extend here a little bit. We have resistance at the 21 area. In case you are looking to have a little resistance area there, or if you bought them for some odd reason, maybe bought the pivot, this is where it's going to. I don't know if you did or didn't. I'm just saying if you did. Extending here a little bit. Uh, all right, let's see here. The Federal Reserve Chairman, Jeremy Powell, sounded a little more optimistic on U.S. economics perspective in his interview with 60 Minutes, but also cautious enough to keep a lid on any pop in Treasury yields. Just went up with the. I just went to the high, Friday's high. They're done. The economy seems to be in an inflection point. Oh, he's using my phrase. What? What? When did that start happening that the Fed chair is using my phrases? With strong growth and unemployment prospects starting right now, he said. Come on, man. I never, what? Can't believe that. Private forecasters are seeing between 6 to 7% GDP growth this year, with the growth in H2 being very strong, second half. And that's not to say that Fed's key interest rates will increase anytime soon. When asked about the possibility that the rates would increase this year, Powell answered that it is highly unlikely, in quotes, such a action would be taken this year. It's going to take some time for part of the economy hurt most by the pandemic, such as restaurants, hotels, and travel, to recover completely and for those jobs to return, he said. Treasury yields are lower in trading overnight. Not so much anymore. The benchmark, well, let's see. Are they still up now? They're down. The benchmark 10-year yield is at 166 right now, with the 5-year yield more closely associated with Fed rate forecast is down a little bit to 0.86. Stock index futures are down slightly. European markets are down across the board, showing little enthusiasm for the reopening moves in England, which includes shops, gyms, pubs. So this was obviously taken a little bit before the market. This commentary is taken a little bit before the market opens up here. Powell also said that the collapse of the Arch Echo Capital Management raised concerns about one firm causing so much damage, but he didn't think it raised questions about the overall financial stability. We're determined to understand what happened and make sure that whatever happened doesn't happen again. All right. So, yeah. This, these guys are just like, I don't know. I want to say they're just like Madoff, but I mean, they just put all their eggs in one basket basically and lost. I don't know. I guess Madoff goes to jail, but this guy doesn't. That's a lot of money to lose, though. I'll tell you that much. Anyway, so there you have it. There's, that's what our fearless leader said as far as interest rates are concerned. Not concerned about it. They keep saying the same thing. Not concerned about it. The bond market keeps telling you just a little bit differently, but it is hovering at this 156 handle still. And so it seems to be hanging around this, found its equilibrium for the time being. All right. Again, keep saying this over and over again. We are at the mercy of market volatility. And consequently, we have to be patient and wait for the opportunities to present themselves. We love to trade around here, but we need a reason to trade. My weekend was rainy all weekend. It's just like actually, we need the rain around here, so I guess it wasn't too bad. But it was chilly and rainy, so. Good day to sleep in. Thank God it was the weekend. Yeah, it's amazing how I don't have those. I just don't understand why I don't have those. Maybe I can borrow yours. All right, we are just kind of hanging around. And if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask. We trade many S&Ps here, and we gave out levels this morning. If you look at the chat box area, the levels are printed there for you. We use those as a guide for the day. Sometimes we trade more than 4 or 5 trades in the course of the day because that's what we like to average. Sometimes more, sometimes less. That all depends on how exciting the trade is for any particular day. And so that's where we're at. Right now, we're a little range bound. We have our first resistance area at around the 21 level. And we're just kind of hanging. Haven't done anything. It's just floating in a tight little range. As you can tell, it's been this way all last few hours. And this happens, like I said, usually when markets seem to be going upwards. And you know it's bad when there's not even much to talk about in our daily things. Do you only take scalps off of your levels? Well, it all depends on how many contracts you trade and how you got into the level and how you can get out of the level, obviously, right? As far as position trading, if you're trying to ask me about that, that's a totally different area. and we try to. We're not. That's not where we kind of are focused in on. We're looking for opportunities to take advantage of ebbs and flows. Keep it kind of smaller risk versus position and holding and looking for 10-point stops with 10-point opportunities. Because I mean, the stops also can get increased, and your profit potential is more than that when the markets are more volatile. So that's another story altogether. But at the end of the day, though, we're just trying to find these inflection points to give us scalping opportunities. Now, if let's say we sell a high or buy a low against one of our levels, which happens, and you are trading multiple contracts, and you can try to squeeze, hold on, take a little bit more than 3, 4, 5 points on a trade. Then that's possible too, but obviously, you need to take some profits first. So that's what we're trying to do here. So we stay focused with our goals instead of trying to position trade. If that's what you're into, obviously you need. I would suggest that if you're going to position, what happens when you position trade is you have your bias, right? And your bias also leads to you making decisions based on that bias. And so consequently, if we don't have that bias, that way we try to come in with a clear slate instead of the bias that you might have based on the position that you have. So kind of keeps us away from having any idea of what's happening in the market. As we floated quickly down to the 08 area, did anybody get them down there at 8.5? Is anybody in at 8.5? Of course, you got 9. That's a given. Oh, you guys are all getting 9s. All right, well, you guys got 9s. Somebody did get 8.5, so that's good. It's very good. Again, a nice little rotation here off of that level. All right, fantastic. So some people did get in. I put my order in late. I was talking and I did not notice that we actually went down. I was looking at the upside and I forgot to rotate my stuff to the downside. So shame on me. So hopefully some of you got in again, we scale in around the level. Remember that? That's what we're trying to do here. So if you did get in at 8.5, you did okay. And even if you got in at 9, you did okay, right? Remember, people scale in differently. We can't be perfect. We had 8, but we're not perfect. So some people get in at 9, like you saw. Some people get in at 8.5. Some people get in at 8. That doesn't mean that all of you are right or wrong. It just means different people trade differently, and that's just the way it is. Now, the 8 level becomes a little bit more tenuous. That means a little bit more risky, because if you didn't get 8 or 8.5, 9 or 9 to 8.5, then it might go a little bit lower. So it might become a little bit riskier now if you're going to take the level. Maybe take the lower end of the range there, something like that. So nice trade for those of you who did get in. And if you didn't get in, obviously you have, the area is a little bit riskier. So keep that in mind. All right. So this is how we make adjustments to levels. Remember, I said we adjust, we add, subtract. This is how we can make adjustments to levels based on the what the market is telling you in the price action. Obviously, if some of you got in there at 8.5, you did fantastic. If some of you got in there at 9, you did great. And if some of you kept it at 8, obviously you did not get filled. So you have to make a determination here, and everybody makes those determinations based on their risk tolerance. Do you want to keep it? Do you want to adjust it? Do you want to cancel it? Those are all questions that a trader, an individual trader, has to make, because that's what you do here. That's what we do. And like I said, there's no right or wrong answer. I just explained the risk. Once the risk is explained, then it's up to you as a trader to make those determinations as to how you're going to trade that level, or how you're going to make that adjustment, I should say. All right. And believe me, there's no right or wrong way, right? If you keep the 8, it's okay, because you believe in the level and you have your stop in. If you adjust it lower, if you cancel it altogether, those are all possibilities. All right, just remember that. So, and we are the goal here is for each individual trader to become independent. Right, that's what the goal. That's what they used to call me. I was an independent trader when I was trading on the floor. I was unassociated with a firm, you're associated with a firm, but I didn't trade for anybody. I wasn't a broker. I was an independent trader. That's what they called me. That was my title. But I never told anybody that I was a trader. Like when you used to go to Vegas and you used to get in a cab, and the cab guy starts talking to you about, what do you do? What do you do back in Chicago? And I'm in investments. That's what I used to tell him. You never tell him, local. Yeah, that works too. But local is more for people who are trading. They know what a local means. But so you can't go tell the cabbie guy you're a local. So you tell them you're in finance. It works better that way. A local is that's what they used to call us. That was the internal name for individual trader, independent trader. But like I said, it was in more internal conversation. All right. So again, some of you did buy it down there at the 8 area. Remember, our levels are areas. All right. How you get into them is all totally dependent on how much risk each individual trader wants to take. And consequently, some of you got in, some of you didn't. And that's okay. Either way, nothing wrong with that. So. All right. Well, we got a little excited there. And like I said, I missed the trade because I got in. I was talking and I did not. I put my order in too late there at 8.5. So if some of you did get 8.5s, fantastic. I did not. Obviously, I have it's going to be the riskier now to have 8.5 for sure, and definitely the 8, unfortunately. So I did not get them. I totally was yakking away and missed it. And that happens. It happens when you do my job. But hopefully you were all set up. Again, how do you get set up? You know the areas, you know the levels, and you place your order in there before the market gets there. That way, when what just happened happens, when you are, if the order is in place already, and the market pops down there and pops back up, you're already in. You don't have to. And look, sometimes we're going to get run over, and it'll keep going. Don, Mark's telling you to be careful and watch for the blue band. So you got so many friends here, Don. Don said he's done for the day. It is 9 o'clock. Don is done for the day. You gotta love it. He's gonna go hang out on the tractor on the estate today. He doesn't know. He doesn't have to worry. He just screw the blue band. I don't have to worry about it. That's your favorite new hobby, besides trading. All right. So we're just kind of rotating back up to the range that we've been trading at on most of the morning hours here. And again, I wish I could be a little bit, we did drift down to our 08 level. Maybe you saw that and took advantage of it. And then otherwise, we've come back, unfortunately, back to range, middle of the range I've been trading at all night long. And it's also probably the middle of the range, period. So that's where we're at. And I wish I could get a little bit more excited about some of the trades, but good time to ask questions, though. If that's what you're... Peter, are you here? All right. I'm trying to see what it wants to do against our blue band here. Again, if you're aggressive, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe. See what happens. What are the levels? Can we repeat the levels in the chat box area, please? There they are in black and white. Is that black and white? Are you getting it in black and white, or is it blue? Colorblind. No, it's black and white, I think. That I could tell. All right, there, Chad. Good choice. Good discipline. Give you credit. Nothing wrong with that. The room stays open and the charts will be up for most of the day, the trading day, in case some people don't have charts. So we leave them up. As far as the commentary, it all, obviously I would like to stay up till most of the morning, a couple of hours. But again, if there's not much going on, I can't just, I'll be here. And if something happens, maybe I'll pop in. But, the room is open all day. My conversation part of it lasts maybe a couple of hours. If so, it is what it is. So we're around, but if the market really doesn't do much, my commentary is not really needed. To be honest with you, patience is the only thing we can say that you are going to need when the market gets like this. Waiting for the opportunities, the price action opportunities, waiting for levels to get triggered, So we're here. Charts will be up, but these days the markets are just, they're just doing their thing, and it's quiet. It's not an exciting moment in trading, but it is what it is. So. All right, as you can see here, not much is happening. And we're just kind of hanging around our pivot area. Try maybe to uptick here a little bit, but kind of tough to figure out exactly what is going to happen. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask. I know it's kind of slow, but it's a good time to ask questions as to anything that we do here. Can't really create opportunity. We did have a little push down to our '08 level on the downside. Maybe some of you took advantage of that.
Hey, quick shout out to Kurt M. I'm sorry, Kurt H. Hey, Kurt, welcome back. Hey, Garvin, welcome back. Mark K. Hey, Biger, Anupam. If anybody has any questions about Sol's services, don't hesitate to post them. Join us live in Zoom Trade Along. Any questions about software, data services, charts that you can demo trade with, just let us know. We'll be glad to help you. For those that haven't signed up for Sol's friends and family offer, raise your hand and I'll send it out to you. Use the chat feature to respond. Raise your hand if you need some particular assistance. And again, join us live in Zoom Trade Along. Anybody has any questions about the services, this Zoom trade along, let us know back in chat. Hey, Eric P., welcome. There's a lot that goes on here publicly and privately. Hey, Eric, let us know what you're trading. Hey, Eric, I was just checking in on what you're trading. And how's my voice coming through? Is it okay? Oh, that's great. How did you find out about Sol Shaul's E-mini Zoom trade along? Oh, that's great. Sometimes that's a good thing to happen. You know, we're here trading mornings. Sol sets key proprietary scalping levels for zone trading. He gives them out to those that are part of a Zoom trade along. We go through the morning session together based on those zones or levels. It's a price action trading entry, exit, and stop opportunity. Services in 3 levels. The first level is guest, welcome as a guest. Then individuals move into the monthly subscription, which is on special right now. I'll send it out to you so you know what I'm talking about. If anybody else needs it, just raise your hand. Eric, that's out to you now. More scalping based on specific zones and areas. One would say that Sol's zones and areas are pretty good as compared to the spoon-fed ones or the ones people do by calculation. So it's an opportunity for individuals to really focus on doing 2, 3, 4, 5 trades during a good trading morning and then be finished for the day. You know, we start here right around the bell at 9:30 Eastern time, and we go through the morning session. Sol sets his levels pretty close to the bell. He sets a pivot and other levels on top of that. What I'll do for those that have missed them, you can always ask for a repeat, but I'll give them out to you now. The pivot is 41.14, 41.14. He hits support at 08, 03, 40.98, and 93. Resistance at 21, 28, 34, and 40. So 41.14 was the pivot, supported 08, 03, 40.98, and 93, and resistance at 21, 28, 34, and 40. Those become the areas that Saul's looking at for his own trading. And then he has entries, exits, and stops based on his price action trading methodology. Where do you place your stops? You don't get shaken out as often. Where you're entering a trade and why, or why you're entering that trade in the first place. And then the exit strategy on that trade. He's looking for a minimum trading profit on each trade of 2 points plus. He defends his position with a general 2-point stop, but that can change based on market activity, momentum, and follow-through. And we're here on a general trading basis. Saul was here in the morning. I'm not sure where he is right now. So anybody looking to sign up for Saul's Friends and Family, raise your hand. I had a couple this morning. Great, thank you. It's nominal. It's just out of respect for Saul. And it is quite mandatory since it is so nominal. Hey, Dan, that's not a problem. So let me just go over a little bit about what the opportunities are and why you may want to subscribe. Saul is a CME Group floor member. He's been trading for 25 years or so. He's actively scalping the S&P 500 E-mini market for his own trading account. He provides this Zoom trade along on a daily basis so you can connect to him. Normally it's on the trading booth in Chicago, overlooking the pits. Because of the pandemic, they had everybody leave the trading floor, the trading pits in Chicago, the CME group, and do this elsewhere. So he's doing it from his home. The opportunity for individuals is to come in as a guest, spend a couple days with us, write down the levels, pay attention to Sal's commentary, then make a value decision for yourself. But it is because so normally it's $379 a month. Right now it's on Friends and Family for $100 a month, which is a significant discount. And it turns out to be $25 a week, which is negligible, certainly compared to the opportunity cost if you're not good at trading, or the opportunity cost if you don't have decent levels, and the opportunity costs of not being able to ask somebody questions so that you can, A, as a new trader, get set off on the right foot, and B, as an experienced trader, start to really focus on the price action level of the trade and have an advantage over other traders by being part of this service. So having said that, yeah, absolutely. If you need a couple more days, that's absolutely fine. When I say it's mandatory because it's so nominal that just out of respect for Saul, that it would be mandatory. And the concept of trading is a big concept. The concept of trading has the opportunity to make you a great deal of money and give you freedom, but it also has the ability to take your money, cause you trading losses and opportunity costs in addition to the fees associated with trading. So the benefits here are enormous for those that take advantage of them. And those that are just sort of on the fence and casual about what you're doing, those are the individuals that probably won't pay. So it's not really a reflection on anybody. It's just the reality of whether you pony up to play or, some people never pony up for anything on the internet. And those are the people we're trying to separate out. So it's really, a couple things. Do we answer questions for individuals that are serious? Or do we answer questions for individuals that may be serious but just not interested in being part of what we do here? So it's a pretty easy determination on our part. So we ask people, we give them a very nominal rate, and we ask them to fulfill that rate. They have control, or you have control, based on PayPal. So it's not a big commitment. And we do have people that come and stay for a very long time, and they wouldn't be doing that unless they were quite happy. And then we have individuals that come for a period of time and then, move on, based on their interest and attention span. But we like to deal with individuals that really want to focus on their trading and become good at it and develop consistent profitability and freedom. And I think that's important for individuals to know. It's not like and I guess we find out pretty soon. Everybody's full of good intentions, which we like. Saul's full of good intention. We just want to make sure we're dealing with the right people. And that is absolutely fine, Dan. No, it's not a problem at all. And just for just to put things into focus, individuals, traders, new traders, experienced traders find that Saul's levels are really great. And they want the levels. They don't want to be stuck with the levels they're using based on being spoon-fed by their software. And they're very interested in Saul's commentary when it comes to the trade and the trade action based on price action. And they ask questions, they interact, they have private consultations. It's really depending on what you want to do. And there's a lot of people out there that are looking beyond all the sales stuff that's out there when it comes to marketing and standardized software, and it just depends on what part of the curve that they're on. Some people start out and they have to learn everything, and then they realize it has nothing to do with making money, and then they look to focus on where the money is. It just depends on what their timing is, where they are on the curve. So Salvador, let me know how you're making out. Mark K, Harris.
All right, we talked about making a little bit of an adjustment there to our entry point around the 08 area based on the price action prior to that. If you made an adjustment a little bit lower to the downside, which again, that might have been an acceptable different concept or reason to make the adjustment. We suggested maybe going down to 7.5 or the 7 area, and there's a reason for it. Then you were able to capitalize on this level here by just making a little bit of an adjustment as the market went down to 6 and then rotated back up. Again, it's all dependent on price action. Obviously, if you didn't have the 08 or initially, like I said, it's going to be a little riskier. Maybe adjust a little bit. And the reason we are adjusting is because we do have a secondary support or resistance level in the levels that I give out. So there's the initial, and then there's a secondary area, and that's why we can make a little bit of an adjustment on your entry point. Hopefully you were able to take advantage of that, and like I mentioned earlier, that's what maybe you could have done as we float back here to our middle of the range here. So that's one concept that you could have traded. You could have maybe sold our pivot there when it came back up there. It might have been another little opportunity for you. Either way, even though it's a nice little tight range, we had a couple little trades here today. I know it's very slow. We cannot emphasize how important it is to be patient and wait for the market to give you opportunities. That is the only thing we can do when the market's throttled down to the volatility like they are. If you look at the chat box area, for those of you who might have come in a little bit late, the levels are in there for you. And again, our first support level there at 08 kind of worked out very nicely. Again, dependent on how you entered your trade and if you made an adjustment to them because of the reasons that I said. And again, we're always looking for reasons to trade and making reasons to make adjustments and so on and so forth. So anything I say is just not arbitrary. It's not. There are reasons why we are making adjustments. And these are the reasons that we like to teach in our education course that we offer for those of you who are new, and as those of you who've had a lot of trading experience, we can add to your repertoire of trades and setups that you might have so that it'll give you a good opportunity to maybe trade more. We only trade the ES here. That's correct. We are focused more on that more than anything else. I think it gives us a good reason to, well, for me anyway, it allows me to stay focused on one contract, what affects it, what can control it, and all these kind of different influences that affect any particular market. The grain market has their own releases of their grain reports. Cattle market the same, and we use our market to keep us in focus with what we are trying to do as far as the fundamental news that affect our market. And we know when they come out, for the most part. We know when people are talking and how that affects us. We know when there's going to be an auction result that's might affect the market later on this afternoon at about 12 Chicago time. And all these things factor into our trading for the day. So we give you, we sit down, we have our levels, then we trade around them. We trade around the news. We trade around what might be happening with the price action. And together we put a methodology that keeps us focused on the market every day. And we don't know, we just don't know if we're going to be busy or not. We just know that we have a starting point, and then we can go from there. And that's what we try to do here on an everyday basis. So any of this stuff interests you, or if you like our trading room and like the commentary, even though sometimes obviously there's a little bit more commentary, but given the fact that there is a lot of lack of interest in the market at this point, not so much where we're at, but trading wise, lack of interest in trading. That stuff's going to happen. We have to be a little bit patient and wait for the market to give us opportunity. And that is the one thing that we will always try to remember more than anything else. So again, if anybody has any questions, good time to ask. Put them in the chat box area. I know it's a little bit slow, but it is what it is. Okay. Again, patience is important, and waiting for the opportunities is important. Like I said, maybe you were able to take advantage of the lower support level if you made a little bit of an adjustment. Again, any adjustments we talk about are not just we understand why, or at least we try to show all our clients why we make those adjustments, and there's reasons for everything that we do. We're also looking for reasons to trade. All of these things are conceptual ideas that we use in our trading every day. And again, if any of this stuff interests you, please let us know. And again, we are at the mercy of volatility. I keep saying that only because I would love to trade if I could. Unfortunately, there's not that much going on. But at least we had a couple good opportunities if you're a little aggressive there.
Hey, we're coming into the noon hour here. Right now it's 11:48 a.m. on Monday, April 12, 2021. Any questions for our service, for us and our service, let us know. If you need any links to sign up, let us know for the friends and family. If you have any questions about what this service is about and what your opportunity to be part of it is, based on your trading, this is Sol Schewel's E-mini Zoom trade along. Welcome aboard, and let us know how we can help you. Thank you. I'll be in the background if you have any questions. I'll see them. If you're interested in signing up for Sol's Friends and Family Monthly, raise your hand and I'll send you out the link. And the link is only available in this Zoom trade along. Thank you.